So let's hit test drive. Okay, so on my profile, I've got all of the ships unlocked, right? You won't have these unless you finish the game completely first. Whichever ones you've bought, you have. And by bought, I mean within game currency. There's no microtransactions in Thrusty Ship, which unfortunately in the modern day of ours is a virtue apparently. Anyway, I digress. You can choose the ship. I'm going to leave the default ship, the first ship. And you can choose what mode. We're going to start with Core Hunt. This takes us in game. Music starts, everything works. So let's see, here it says test drive. This is a sample level, yay. Oh, that's the title. Your time, 0. We haven't set a time yet. Interesting. Okay, let's press enter to play, or we can use our controller as well, just as we normally would, right? So if we check out the map, at the top of the page it says press Y to take a screenshot. Okay, so we can take a screenshot, but before we do that, I want to show you something. Suppose you collect something or you interact with the level, and you do it again. Level not in original state. Leave the map, then restart using Y. Okay, so we're gonna restart the level. We can't take a screenshot unless the level is immaculate. This applies to everything, okay? So let's press Y to take a screenshot. Okay, map screenshot up to date. So that's one thing done. Now we just need to finish the level. I want to take the opportunity to show you the open level. That's what the open level does. If you have that off, the camera will actually keep following you, and then you'll fall out and explode and not really understand why. But that's because you heard the boundaries. Okay, so now let's collect these, and we can land. I'm landing. Mission accomplished. No deaths, excellent, perfect. Okay, so let's go back to the level editor. We've got the Core Hunt test drive completed with a best of 4 out of 4, so I've got perfect. Now, the game requires you to do at least a bronze medal, meaning half of the cores, to a count that is validated. Now, ideally, you should always do the perfect, because if your level cannot be perfected by you, there's a possibility that it's impossible for you to perfect the level. It is, in fact, possible for you to upload impossible to perfect levels. Obviously, that's not ideal. This is the decision that I made as a developer for now. Depending on user feedback, I may change my mind in future and make it so that you have to actually perfect the level before you can submit it. Okay? That's what I did as a developer. One more thing we need if we validate is test drive, time trial never completed. Oh boy. All right, so let's go to the test drive and the time trial. We have 10 seconds to finish. Okay? Same principle applies. You don't have to get gold, but it's ideal if you do. So let's go and simply finish it. Because I've put times that are so ludicrously high, this is really easy to do. Obviously, I've got a gold. I can quit and everything is done. Okay, that's not bad. Now let's hit validate level one more time. Project successfully validated. Validation successful. And what you'll notice down here is these buttons are now enabled. I can now export the level, and I can also upload it to Steam. So first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to save. And actually, I want to show you another thing. Suppose I were to add any architecture, for example. These go off. You need to revalidate your level. Okay? So you want to make sure that you validate your level only when you're ready to actually test it, right? I mean, obviously, in the beginning, it's going to be a bit difficult for you to figure that out in terms of experience with how levels are in Thrusty Ship, but you'll become more experienced over time. It'll become much easier for you to decide when to test drive and when not to test drive. Okay? But it does save the statuses for each step. So, for example, I undid that change and my test drive information came back. So I can still export this.